3 Spirit Walkers now out for Grubby, 2 Raiders and a Grunt, and Troll Berserker, which do so much damage to dots. Almost level 3 Demon Hunter though, but that's really strong. When he gets level 3, it's going to give us mana burn, just so much punch. Going to pick up a Tinker, yep, there we go. A level 3 Blade Master with an Invuln pot, so he's in a good position to be doing some harassment, but an Owl or a Hawk is up, and so Grubbies might just want to steer clear of that, and Remind's now, actually probably knew already, but just because from looking at the items, but sees that there's actually the good creep is already gone, and meanwhile Grubby's creeping the equivalent on the other side. And let's just take a quick look at his base now. He's built his burrows really far back. That's quite interesting. It's not particularly common, just because there's no real advantage to it, and it means that if you're fighting just near your base, you can get fewer peons into your burrows. But I guess as long as you have a couple outside, that's okay. And it doesn't exactly make, and there's still 2 that are easy to kill, so it isn't hugely advantageous. And meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain got a Book of the Dead, which is going to be very nice, but he is being creepjacked here, which is very, very bad. And Ryan just has so many dots, I don't know where they've all come from. He could probably buy a couple actually no, he would need more than 1 Zeppelin, I guess. And Blade Master immediately in the air. Mana burn on the Tauren Chieftain. No more mana items on him. So he might be in a bit of trouble. He's really turned this around. Demon Hunter does go down from the nice focus from the Demon Hunter and the ensnare there. Beastmaster looks like he's gonna have to TP out. He probably should have had the TP on the Demon Hunter, but all the pros seem to put the TP on the Beastmaster. Actually, I honestly don't know why that is. If you know and want to tell me, then feel free. But I mean, I have ideas, but I don't have concrete knowledge. Almost level 4 or 5 experience to level 4 on the Tauren Chieftain. Warmill going down for Grubby. That's unusual to say the least. And maybe he's going for a Kodo. Obviously Kodos aren't your number 1 priority, because lots of your damage comes from Tauren Chieftain, which Kodo doesn't affect just because of the shockwave from the Tauren Chieftain. Demon Hunter's been taverned back to its level 3, so that's a decent expense. And it's gonna halt his dot production. He's at 44 food. Meanwhile, Grubby's at 49. So it's actually fairly even. I think hero levels of 4-4. I guess 4-4. Might give it to Grubby against, what is it? 1, 2, 3. Actually, not overly advantageous for Grubby, but not bad. Certainly, as soon as he gets a level 5 TC, which actually he might not do, because it's so hard to get a level 5 TC, I think he'll be in a dominant position. But until then, I think it's still up in the air. Fairy Dragon for Grubby. Grubby now scouts this actually with a peon that he just had running about. He puts these in random positions, and he always seems to get lucky. It's one of those things where he just knows so much more about the game. He staffs back a... Why did he staff back a dot? I'd have staffed back the Demon Hunter or something. But Grubby manages to take out 1 Ancient of Wind. Come on, take it out. There we go. Maybe staff back the dot just to get the Cyclone. I would have Cycloned a Raider if he's base raiding. Does Grubby have a TP? Yeah, Grubby does have a TP. He gets mana burnt, which is a bit unfortunate, because it means his Tauren Chieftain's going to have 0 mana, but he's got to get out of here without losing a unit. And 2 Moonwells and an Ancient of Wind go down for Remind. But Remind is now expanding, and Grubby's going to be careful to scout this. Grubby's now building a Headhunter. 3 Headhunters, actually. Not common at all against dots. But I might commentate a game, actually, that I saw today in Zotac, where I forget who the players were, but it was an unknown orc versus a known elf. It might have been Czech or someone like that. And on Twisted Meadows, and he just got destroyed. By Headhunters, Kodos. He went dots, and the guy went for really early Headhunters before he even went tier 2. He had a Warmill up and was producing a couple Headhunters. He produced a couple Grunts first. It meant his tech was later, but he just destroyed the guy. By the end, by the last fight, it was something like 80 food versus 40 with good hero levels and stuff. It was crazy. And also went Shadowhunter second, so I thought he was going to go for some mass piercing thing with wards as well. Sorry, I just need to cough. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, getting a sore throat from all this. A fair number of dots now, about 9 or 10 I think, and Ryan's just getting a couple creeps here, but Grubby can't scout it because he has the ward and he has the Blade Master there, and he gets a creep jack in here. He's got to kill a couple dots just off the bat, and 3 dots have gone down now. Grubby had to use a invuln. Well, he didn't have to use an invuln pop, but he chose to just so he wouldn't get his Blade Master cycloned, and another nice shockwave going off there for Remind. Obviously, if you're in a position where your opponent's just about to TP out, using a shockwave is can be fairly effective against dots, just because they're unlikely to want to heal their dots on Moonwells, because they have to his Moonwells, you can't just heal health, so you're gonna have to give some mana as well, and mana is so expensive on Moonwells, especially for something like dots that have 400 max, and it's really gonna waste their moon juice. And Grubby now running in here, no scout out for Remind. That's a bit surprising. One does come out now. It's too little, too late. Grubby just killed I think it was a summon actually, just for the experience, because he knew he couldn't kill anything else. He didn't take much damage. Look at these mana items on Tauren Chieftain though: Clarity, Potion of Mana, and Mantle of Intelligence. And he's using a Clarity at the moment, and Intelligence Tome drop there as well. But Remind does have this Expo up. His Wisps are a bit late, but I guess that's not a big deal. And Grubby is now scouting this. This is a big deal. Grubby will probably immediately turn his army around, or maybe he'll try and counter expand. No, it looks like he's going in there. And does have a speech going personally. He has 2 headhunters out now. They obviously piercing damage is quite nice against them, but really, unless Grubby isn't. I don't know why Grubby isn't trying to kill this expansion. Did he not scout it? No, he must have. Really, unless you're going tier 3, level 5 on the Tauren Chieftain, that's probably why he wasn't going yet. He wanted that level 5. But using his other Clarity as well at the moment. Unless you're going tier 3, headhunters aren't brilliant. I think in this situation actually they're not terrible, because you are building a shop there. That's nice. It's going to mean that if there is a fight here, he's going to have reinforcements, and Remind isn't going to have scouted this. This expansion is very important. Grubby at 67 food, Remind at 50, but I imagine lots of Grubby's food is in construction. Just 3 food of it, 64 is there, and Remind doesn't even fight because he knows he can't win in this situation. And he does have a lot of dots, so 50 food with the dots is a lot. Remind, meanwhile, who's rebuilt his Ancient of Wounds, now pushing up. Oh no, he must have killed a couple wisps or a dot or something, so he had 50 food to build another fairy dragon. I'm not sure. Does he have one already? No, he doesn't seem to. I thought he had one. Maybe he lost it in the battle, but I didn't see Grubby take it out. And they are such a low priority focusing target. I did say I'd talk about focusing targets a bit, and just when they have 12 armor or whatever, don't focus them. There's better things to focus, unless you have Spirit Walk or something. Grubby does now TP and immediately gets a couple ensnares off. And sort of decent positioning at this point. Pocket Factory's quite nice position there. It's going to block off a lot of these dots, but Grubby already got one shockwave off, gets a second off there. Just does so much damage. Unless you have lots of heal scrolls, it's really hard to fight against. And if you do have heal scrolls, almost level 5 on the Blade Master. There's a level 5 there. Bird form being used. No bats. I think that bird form was just trying and avoid the shockwave, but it didn't work. Ryan is going to TP out now again on his Beastmaster. No hero losses, but a lot of dot losses. It's now 65 versus, 36. And Grubby is now starting an expansion. It says in the info feed. I can't see where that's going to be though. Maybe this one here. Oh no. Oh, very nice. He's using the one they used to build a Voodoo Lounge to build a expansion here. Grubby does often like to build expansions in really weird places. Especially, I don't know if you ever saw it, but there was a game. I'm sorry, I'm just going to ramble here for a bit. There was a game between Grubby and Ted. It was 1-1, a best of 3, maybe for NGL or something, and it was on Echo Isles, and it was the closest game, or one of the closest pro games I've ever seen. I've seen closer, but just in terms of I've never seen a tenser game, because Grubby had Tauren Chieftain second, and scouting this expansion, sorry, and Grubby actually cancels it just because it was scouted. I guess he knew he was too far away, and Remind could come and cancel that. But sorry, back to the random story. Ted went Lich second and Dreadlord third, so you would just nuke a Blade Master if you saw him, and then sleep him, and then wait for the cooldown on his spells to be cast, and Grubby getting his Blade Master scouted there, and then just doing this sort of ad infinitum, and it was so close. But Grubby actually expanded at Ted's natural expansion, which is, for Echo Isles, it's really hard to do. Sorry, I'll come back to the story later. Both his heroes being ensnared immediately, and a very nice shockwave there. If you look, Grubby just immediately focuses down the hit dots, and this fairy dragon is taking a lot of damage, but I think it's like you can see its position. Grubby isn't even bothering to focus it, and Tinker going down soon. Yep, there it goes, and another shockwave coming off, but mana burn being used as well, so no more